So before we dive in, we're going to see a short video. So please cue the video, everyone.
Reaching the Sustainable Development Goals requires partnerships and collaboration, and Itaipu knows this. Born from the Union of Two Nations, Itaipu continues to share initiatives for sustainable development, from caring for people to advanced research and innovation in protecting water, soil, flora, and fauna. Tangible actions and real results through successful partnerships, contributing to every SDG. Itaipu, sharing solutions for the 2030 Agenda.
Another round of applause for Itaipu. It's a great organization. So, Janja, I know you have some remarks prepared. I'm happy to give you the floor.
Boa tarde a todos. Desculpe por falar em português.
Good afternoon to everyone. I apologize, I will speak Portuguese.
Estou estudando inglês, mas depois de uma certa idade, realmente fica difícil, mas e o tempo também é muito difícil.
I am studying English, but you might know that after a certain age, things get rough, but I'm trying.
I feel ya.
E devo dizer que ser uma primeira-dama, como você disse, né? Eu atualmente estou como esposa do presidente do Brasil. Tem sido uma tarefa que tem me desafiado e eu tenho procurado fazer diferente, levar para esse lugar que eu estou hoje o que minha vida profissional me trouxe de conhecimento, de sabedoria. Então, eu tenho procurado ser uma primeira-dama que não fica na caixinha. Eu falo sobre muitas coisas e hoje nós vamos conversar um pouquinho sobre algumas delas.
I must say that now I am carrying the position of a First Lady, as you well said. I am the wife of the President of Brazil. This is a task that encompasses lots of challenges, but I try to do it differently. I try to do from the standpoint of my place, of my professional life that has brought to me knowledge and wisdom. So I try not to fix in a regular box. So we will be talking some more about that later.
Mas? Okay, then I can introduce Christina. Sorry. Thank you so much. Give her a round of applause. Christina, I believe you have some remarks to share as well, so you're up. The stage is yours.
Should I get closer of this? Yes.
You can move it. Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Janja, companheira Janja, for everything she's doing, for her leadership, for the amazing work that you and President Lula are doing. We are very much proud of you. Thank you, deeply from the heart. I had promised myself that I would not use the microphone without saying that I'm saying about myself, completely against any kind of war, and we are always standing and pledging for peace. So we in Brazil, we publicly say that we are against the war in Palestine, and we want it to finish. We need the Gaza people to have peace and fairness. So maybe, I don't know if we're going to start with a round of questions, or and then
I have questions.
Yes, yeah. So just to say that I'm here representing the Ministry of Finance and the COP30 presidency agenda. I'm here with my Curupira. I don't know if you all know Curupira is a folk legend in Brazil. He protects the forests. Every child in Brazil knows Curupira, and the message we want to pass with this is that all the people should protect forests and the biome and the nature for the nowadays and future generations.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. So I want to ask you both, what can other countries learn from Brazil's leadership on food security, on climate, on gender equality?
Bom, eu queria te dizer que o governo brasileiro, o presidente Lula, talvez um dos poucos líderes no mundo que tem um olhar diferenciado para essas questões. Desde o primeiro mandato, meu marido está no terceiro mandato, a gente tem trabalhado muito para desenvolver o campo através da agricultura familiar, buscando alternativas sustentáveis. E a gente quer levar algumas dessas experiências para a COP30. Por quê? Porque isso é uma estratégia de combate à fome. O Brasil, infelizmente, no último governo negacionista que tivemos, e ontem foi muito simbólico ver o discurso do presidente Lula na abertura da Assembleia e depois o discurso do presidente Trump, um discurso extremamente negacionista com relação a mudanças climáticas, a questão das emissões de carbono, enfim, foi muito triste saber que vivemos ainda, né, esse momento de negacionismo da ciência. Mas a gente tem
Deixa eu
trabalhado.
só fazer essa
Ah,
primeira parte.
desculpa.
So I would like to tell you that on behalf of the Brazilian government, President Lula has a different outlook on these things. His look is different. It is his third term, and ever since his first term, my husband has worked to develop the rural areas, indeed with family farming and finding a sustainable alternative. And we want to be able to take this to COP30, and it is able to, as a strategy to fight hunger. In Brazil, the former administration was in denial, a negationist belief. So yesterday, it was very strong, the speech of my husband, and soon after, President Trump came in full denial against climate change, carbon emissions. So it's very sad to see that after all we've been doing.
Absolutely, it is very sad.
É muito
Então,
triste.
então a gente sabe que as coisas não estão fáceis, mas a gente segue resistindo. O Brasil saiu novamente do mapa da fome. Em 2 anos e meio, o Brasil conseguiu sair do mapa da fome e a estratégia de alimentação escolar, de fomento à agricultura, principalmente agricultura familiar, onde as mulheres são as que tocam os seus negócios, os pequenos negócios no campo, são políticas públicas aliadas à vontade política. Hoje de manhã a gente estava num evento que falou muito sobre isso, né? A gente precisa aliar a vontade política para que questões como combate à fome e segurança alimentar sejam efetivamente implementadas, ações implementadas.
So we know that it's very hard to be able to do that. So what we have to do is to resist. The Brazilian government this term has been able to lift Brazil from the hunger map. Just in 2.5 years, we're no longer in the hunger map. And it's very important to highlight implementations of the school meal program and family farming initiatives in which the women hold the wand and special small businesses and they're able to plant and collect. And so it has all to do with public policies. And what I said this morning in an event it all sums up to political will, has to be the will to do things. And this will be the way that we are going to fight hunger and be able to have food security.
Eu tenho, como enviada especial para as mulheres para a COP30, eu tenho caminhado pelo Brasil, de norte a sul. O Brasil é um país continental e tenho conversado com mulheres que estão à frente de projetos resilientes de enfrentamento às mudanças climáticas. E as mesmas dificuldades que elas têm, eu tenho certeza que ocorrem ao redor do mundo. Então, na COP30, a gente vai apresentar uma carta das mulheres dos biomas brasileiros para os líderes e também vamos apresentar alguns projetos de resiliência e de enfrentamento às mudanças climáticas.
So I am now the special envoy for women at the COP30. So I have been traveling all around Brazil. I have been talking to women about resilience, about climate change. And these women face the same difficulties as many other women throughout the world. So during the COP30, I'm going to hand to the world leaders a charter for Brazilian biomes and women leaders so that they can entail these initiatives for women.
Thank you.
Posso complementar?
May I add?
Só quero, só para encerrar, eu acho que tem outra questão importante com relação às mulheres, como a Cris falou, a gente tem uma dificuldade muito grande de que tenhamos mais mulheres nos espaços de decisão e poder. As mesas de negociação com relação às mudanças climáticas ainda são extremamente masculinas, homens brancos, engravatados, que não representam necessariamente a cara do mundo que a gente vive, que é um mundo onde as mulheres estão em maioria em muitos países, na maioria dos países. Então, a gente precisa mudar essa realidade, termos mais mulheres nos espaços de decisão e poder.
So I would like to finish by saying, just like Chris mentioned, that we have to take things differently. And because we don't see women occupying decision-making in power positions in negotiation tables that have to do with climate change, because usually these areas are male-dominated, usually white men in ties. So they do not represent women in the world. So it's time for us to make a change towards that.
It is time for us to make a change. Thank you. Christina, do you want to comment?
Yes, so it's such a great news that Brazil is out of the hunger map. This is amazing. After 2 years of President Lula government, we had this achievement, and this means so much. We are talking about millions and millions of people that, as President Lula likes to say, have the right to have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner every day. This is something that everybody deserves. And Brazil is such a rich country in terms of food production that it's very contradiction. It's a big contradiction that still there were people under hungry in Brazil, right? So, but we are changing this situation, and Brazil is now taking the opportunity that this new government provides on fighting against climate change, taking advantage of its technological vanguards in agriculture, in forestry, in mining and quarrying, in energy power. And by the way, I want to thank Itaipu for organizing this event and congratulate Itaipu investments in sustainability. Since we have this potential to be a great leader in the topic of sustainability, we wanted to make it very clear that for us it's not only about environmental and climate dimensions. Sustainability means also economic and social dimensions. That's why we understand that we will have to grow and to develop. Meanwhile, we reduce inequalities and all kinds of inequalities, gender and race inequalities, inequalities between the regions of the Brazilian huge territory, inequalities between generations, and inequalities between the laborers and the entrepreneurs and the capital owners. So we really see that it's possible to conciliate this together, and this is all about what we are calling the ecological transformation. We think that we can strive for a new cultural, financial, technological, and productive paradigm in which those technologies of the sustainability will provide jobs, decent jobs, and generate income.
Thank you. This new paradigm is so exciting. I think what excites me most in hearing from the both of you is the focus on gender equality, because women contribute so much and they are undervalued and underserved. How can you both explain how they contribute not just to farming and agriculture, but to the overall well-being of communities?
Eu acho que nós estamos à frente nos territórios. principalmente no Brasil, mas como eu falei, eu acho que isso é ao redor do mundo. Nos territórios, somos nós mulheres, somos as mães de família, as mães que estão ali protegendo seus filhos, que levantam, cozinham, vão trabalhar, voltam, né, preparam a comida do marido, lavam a roupa. São elas que sofrem as violências dos territórios, são elas que sofrem com enchentes. No sul do Brasil, o ano passado tivemos enchentes que devastaram algumas cidades no sul do Brasil, e são as mulheres que mais são impactadas. No norte, na Amazônia, tivemos secas absurdas, são as mulheres novamente que são impactadas. Mas elas, através desse sofrimento todo, elas buscam dentro de si a resiliência para poder buscar alternativas. A gente teve semana passada numa comunidade de agricultoras lá no Rio Grande do Sul, e depois dessa enchente elas se reinventaram e hoje elas novamente estão produzindo, né? É uma comunidade, um assentamento de trabalhadoras rurais que produz arroz orgânico, e é muito lindo ver como tudo aquilo que aconteceu, mesmo assim elas resistem e transformam a vida daquela comunidade, assim como as mulheres das águas, as mulheres das florestas, né? Então, essas experiências é que a gente quer apresentar na COP30. O Brasil quer que a COP30 em Belém seja uma COP de resultado, que a gente mostre o que vai ser daqui para frente, porque essas mesas de negociação, às vezes elas ficam nesse círculo e não se anda, não se transforma. A gente está no momento de realmente virar a chave, porque a humanidade não tem mais tempo. A gente precisa mudar paradigmas, mudar conceitos para que a gente possa seguir como humanidade.
So yes, I think we in the territory, all the women in the Brazilian territory especially, but I know in the world as well, we the women, the chiefs of the family, the ones that are out there doing the chores, cooking, cleaning for their husbands, cooking for the family, and washing their husbands' clothes, including, we, these women, are the ones suffering the violence. I can give you an example in Brazil with extreme weather event, the floods in the south of Brazil recently. And it was the women that were affected the most. Also, the droughts in the Amazon, women again suffered very much, and they showed great resilience, finding alternatives to all of this. Last week, we were with rural women farmers in Rio Grande do Sul state where the floods attacked, and they showed us that they were able to reinvent themselves. We went into a rural settlement, and they were there planting organic rice, so they came up again. So this is very beautiful to see how they resist, how they transform. But it's not just the farm women, it's the water women, the forest women. It's all about women. So again, COP30 in Brazil, in Belém, has to be a COP of the results, of the outcomes. Most of all, we want to show from now on, it's very important that at the negotiation table, we women turn this key, because there's no more time to wait. The time is actually now.
Woo! We only have a little time left, but I do want to reiterate something that John just said. The extreme weather events that are coming about because of the climate crisis are an act of violence. They're an act of violence, especially against women and children, but they're an act of violence against us all. And the more we can do to fight that, the better. And I love how you didn't just include women farmers, but women, water women, forest women. They are all part of the solution, and have taken on a tremendous. They've taken a tremendous toll, but they have tremendous opportunity to have that seat at the table that you described. So thank you. In the few minutes that we have left, I would love for you both to give a call to action to this audience. These are all people, many of us will be in Brazil and are very excited to come and be part of the process of COP30. What do you want us to do between now and over the next month and a half? And Christina, if I can turn to you first.
Well, as Janja has said, this is the implementation COP. So we need we all to act. We need action, right? That's why the COP30 presidency has established the action agenda with 30 activities many solutions. And I will emphasize three of them, if I may, and because they are so important. And yesterday we had this beautiful announcement from President Lula on TFFF, the Tropical Forest Forever Facility. Brazil is the first country to invest money, because this is about an investment, not only a donation. And the TFFF is a concrete source of resources, of capital, to keep forests standing. It's the first time ever that collectively the world has the chance to keep forests standing. So advocate in favor of TFFF. We need more countries to invest too, and also the private investment, right? And the other two things that I need to emphasize are the open coalition on carbon markets. We know that carbon markets are a very important instrument to fight climate change, to generate mitigation, and it's also an economic opportunity for developing countries. And the least one, but not less important, is the super taxonomy. Janja, we are about to launch in Brazil the Taxonomia Sustentável Brasileira, the Sustainable Taxonomy, the Brazilian taxonomy. It's the first to include gender and race equality. Yeah. So the companies, to be considered sustainable, they will have to reach equity between gender and race. So this is something very innovative. Mexico has gender in its taxonomy too, but Brazil is the first country to bring both the gender and the race dimension. And we think that worldwide, taxonomies could include social objectives and also help to reduce those kind of inequalities.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Janja.
Eu acho que a COP30 ela vai ser uma virada de chave, porque a presidência da COP apresentou ao mundo o conceito, uma palavra brasileira que chama mutirão. Mutirão é uma palavra indígena que significa todos juntos trabalhando por um bem comum, por um fim comum.
Posso falar agora? So at COP30, it's very important that the presidency, the incoming presidency of COP30, has introduced to the world the word mutirão in Portuguese, which means all together in a collective effort.
É indígena.
It's an indigenous word, yes. Originally indigenous word, mutirão.
A gente colocou isso, a presidência da COP e o governo brasileiro, porque a COP não pode ser só aqueles dias em Belém. Eu acho que a COP tem que estar internalizada em cada um de nós, nos seus territórios, nos seus locais de trabalho, nas suas empresas, enfim, os governos locais. A gente tem que transformar a COP num movimento do mundo todo, todos os dias. Porque não é em 15 dias que a gente vai resolver a questão das mudanças climáticas. Nós, cada um individualmente, precisa fazer a sua parte. Isso é o mais importante.
So we want to say that in the Brazilian presidency of the COP30, it is not just for the Brazilian government to do, and it's not going to be happening just in Belém. COP has to be embedded in all of us, inside of us, in our territories, in the local governments, in everyday life, all around the world, every day. It's not in 15 days that we will put an end to climate change. We together have to embrace it.
Thank you both so much for being fierce advocates for women, for the environment, for farmers, for climate advocacy. I love that you said COP has to be embedded in everything that we do, that it can't just be every year, it has to be every day, 365 days a year. Thank you for emphasizing the collective effort that we all need to take to make this COP30 successful. Thank you so much. What an honor to be with you both.
Eu não poderia terminar sem deixar de agradecer a Itaipu Binacional por essa parceria, por a gente poder estar aqui conversando com vocês, uma empresa que eu trabalhei durante 20 anos, um exemplo na questão da sustentabilidade, um local onde eu aprendi muito e trago muito do que eu aprendi lá para a minha vida agora.
So
Obrigada, Itaipu.
Desculpa. I have to thank especially Itaipu Binacional for the partnership, for fostering this show here. It's a place that I myself worked for 20 years.
Nice.
So I could not finish this without thanking them for the partnership all along.
Let's give them a round of applause. Obrigado.
Aprendeu a falar. Obrigada.
You learned the Brazilian word. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Give them a round of applause, please.
Thank you.